Welcome back to Book Bree and Novel Nest. I'm Bree, and today we're about to spill the tea on National Treasure: Edge of History. So if you're ready to hear more, stay tuned. And we're friends here, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd be glad to have you here. And let's just spill the tea, shall we? About 20 years ago, history was made. 9 legendary words were spoken that would change generations to come. And they were:
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Yes, we are talking about the classic National Treasure, starring Nicolas Cage, Diane Kruger, and Justin Bartha, and many other talented people. This was something that I was so excited about. It made me interested in history. I thought I was like a little Indiana Jones, a little MacGyver. And after 20 years, we're still quoting it to this day. Anytime the movie is on, I will sit down and watch it. So just to warn you, there will be spoilers in this video for National Treasure. Definitely National Treasure: Edge of History. So if you like to pause the video and watch the greatness that is National Treasure, please feel free to. And then maybe you want to watch the second one, that's good too. And then the series, and then we can come back and chat. If you need a synopsis or just a recap on National Treasure, here we go. We have the historian Ben Gates, which his full name is Benjamin Franklin Gates. His family was really into history, along with his friend Riley Poole, who is like a computer genius, and archivist Abigail Chase. They go on a journey to find long lost treasures with the help of the map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. 3 years later, we had National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, and it had even more buzz to it, and they made even more money. So we waited, and we waited, and we waited. But after years and years of waiting, Disney finally gave us nothing. Absolutely nothing. Until there was this little series involving a group of young people who were treasure hunters, very outgoing, ambitious, got in a lot of trouble, and a villain with blonde hair coming after them.
Dun, dun, dun.
So then Disney was like, oh no, that you're not gonna do this to us. Okay, we're gonna have to do something in order to respond to this great hit that was Outer Banks. They were like, we're embarrassed. So they're like, you know what? They're scouring the pages. They're like, what did everybody like that was a treasure hunting movie that was, captivating with adventure and action? I wonder what that was.
Think and pace.
No, I really should.
Think and pace!
National Treasure. So they're like, okay, we're going to have the series because right now we can't come up with National Treasure 3. Like, it's not happening. So they moved forward with the series and had a new cast. And so this is how National Treasure: Edge of History came along. So we start out with a promising premise. We have 20-year-old Jess that has a great love of history, and she decides to go on this journey to find this long lost treasure because there is a connection to her family's mystifying past. You're like, okay, that sounds really good. Like, I'm here for it. But later on in the series, we're seeing that this puzzle ain't really puzzling like it needs to puzzle, unfortunately. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm back. I just had to get a snack. Now, the series did have some good moments, and it did have some cute moments, but there's areas for improvement. Number one being, there were too many characters. Too many to count, actually. In the first National Treasure, we just had 6 key players. We had Ben Gates, Riley Poole, Abigail Chase. The addition of Ben's father, Patrick Gates. Then we had the face of the FBI being Peter Sadusky. and we had Ian, which was our main bad guy. Okay, so we got an idea of this plot and who the characters are. In National Treasure: Edge of History, I think we have 10 to 11 key players in this series. Now, I understand that they have 10 episodes, and each episode I think is around 48 to 50 minutes. So that's a lot of story to tell. In order for storylines to weave together and make sense, you don't need a whole lot of characters. But in this series, we have Jess, Jess's friend Tasha, Tasha's ex-boyfriend Oren. Then we also have Jess, Tasha, and Oren's friend Ethan, and Liam, who pops up on the screen. Then for the face of the FBI, we have Agent Ross and Agent Hendricks. And then we're not done there. We also have the face of the bad guys, right? Billy, Casey, and Salazar, which is kind of a mystery. And then later on, we have Jess's dad, which is Raphael. Now, I will say that I really like the addition of Jess, Tasha, and Oren. It really reminded me of that Jess was kind of like Ben, that Tasha was kind of like Abigail, and that Oren was kind of like Riley, but they kind of switched things up. And that's what I found refreshing. But everything else, it just started to get a little confusing. Now, the second thing was the romance was out of control. And if you are new to the channel, I have a lot of romance videos here, and if you like to watch some of those, feel free to.
You don't know this? I know something about history that you don't know.
But you know that I'm a romance girly. I love romance. But there's some times where there's too much of a good thing, and that's what happened in this series. In the first National Treasure, we just had one romance. We had Abigail and Ben. And at the time, we were like, okay, this is cute. It's a rivals to lovers, and they had a slow burn romance throughout the duration of the film. So we were rooting for them. But in National Treasure: Edge of History, we have more than one romance. We have Jess and Ethan that were childhood friends, and they kind of tease at the beginning that Jess kind of likes Ethan, and then they tease later that Ethan kind of likes Jess. So we have that going on first. Second, we have Jess and Liam is Peter Sandusky's grandson. Okay, so he gets looped into all of this while she's trying to hunt for the treasure with her friends. And so they start to become a thing. And not only that, we have Ethan, who has a girlfriend named Mina, and she's lovely. And he is, at the time, he's in the relationship with Mina, and he still likes Jess. But it's only until the moment that she is with Liam. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm like, okay, so do you like her only because she's with Liam and it's making you jealous, and you're like, oh, I really want to pursue this now since I can't have, you know, Jess, and I'm also in a relationship? Messy. Just messy.
Youths!
And it doesn't end there. Tasha and Oren are friends with Jess, but now they're exes, and they have to get along in order to pursue this treasure hunting experience and not have it be a complete failure. They have to be friends. Like, that's good. I really like that. They also pursue their relationship along with Jess and Liam and Jess and Ethan. This is a lot. This is a lot. We also have Agent Ross, which works with the FBI, and she's trying to investigate something that happens, which we'll talk about very soon. And she starts to fall for the coroner, I think the city coroner, Dr. what's the name? Dr. Zeke Hudson, for relationships.
I'm sorry, honey.
So the third thing is the things that just don't make sense. Now, in the first one, does everything make sense? No. We just kind of suspend belief and allow movie magic, you know, to happen. But in this series here, there are things that just made me just upset. First, we have that Ben and Abigail are not able to attend Peter Sandusky's funeral. Like, without him, they would have got Ben in custody, Abigail and Riley. Like, the movie would end there. But we have Ben and Peter developing this relationship throughout the film. And then we have, you know, the backstory of Peter and his connection to history. So tell me why they wouldn't show up. Make it make sense. And then not only that he passed away, y'all, this is what really gets me upset. He was poisoned.
This is huge. Prison, huge.
Taken out like that? And you don't think Ben and Abigail are gonna follow up? Oh no, that is not the case. That is not my Ben and Abigail. It just boggles my mind. Like, why wouldn't they be there? Disney, I have questions. I have questions. Another thing that got me mad, which is they teased that Ben and Abigail had a daughter named Charlotte. And we know how important Charlotte is. That Charlotte, was the ship, right? And this is what started this whole treasure hunt, and this is how he found Abigail. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Come to find out that Charlotte was a dog. I was sitting there the whole time. I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, that they put that in there. And I love dogs. I love dogs. But you teased at the beginning of the episode that they had this little cute goober, and we're like, oh, we can't wait. And they'll go on to love history and the stories, and now with Abigail. And then you took that away from us. You said, we played you, we played you, haha. That's not funny. That's not funny when you're not delivering National Treasure 3. You don't get to make those type of jokes.
Listen to my genuine laughter.
And then to make matters worse, they tease National Treasure 3. After years of waiting for this project, they have the nerve to tease the film we've been waiting for. I really can't. How am I more upset now than I originally watched it? I don't know. They teased National Treasure 3 by stating that, let me quote you on this. Let me get the quote, okay? So Riley said Ben and him had been working on for something for 15 years and that there are 47 reasons to be interested. Now in National Treasure Book of Secrets, they talk about at the very end of the movie, there's something on page 47. Now, we've been on page 47 for now, what is it? 17, 18 years. Somebody has got to turn the page. Somebody's got to do it.
I can't turn the pages. How am I gonna study if I can't turn the pages? Coach!
And the last thing we'll talk about is something that they took so unseriously. We have Jess's father that we find, Raphael, is in prison. And they, I think, originally think that he's Salazar. We come to find out that he is Jess's father, Raphael, that he's still alive. And they try to break him out of prison. Now, this whole thing is supposed to be filled with suspense and be like, oh, like what's gonna happen next? And we're worried about the two and, the father and the daughter and them getting to know each other, but they have such a history and past. They try to do that, but at the very end, you're just like, what happened? And I cannot believe to this day, I rewatched it last night and I still couldn't believe my eyes. As they're about to leave the prison, first of all, they're exiting out the front. I don't know what type of escape plan, but I'm like, there is a prison guard at the top in a tower, okay, to make sure everyone stays in line. And if anybody gets out of line, yikes. So they're proceeding out the front entrance of this prison. And her father's like, okay, run and go. And you know, I'll be fine. So she starts to run. The moment she starts running, the moment, the whole camera, everything is in slow motion.
Everything.
I haven't seen this since Mission Impossible 2. But in Mission Impossible 2, I forgot the director's name, they knew what they were doing. They made it cinematic, they made it make sense with different action sequences, and it just came together. Tell me why every single frame is in slow motion. I know we're trying to get the drama and suspense, but then at some point it was comical. Like the prison guard was coming for her and aiming at her, and she's running. And I'm thinking, there's no way, like, he's trained. She's obviously not ready for this. Somehow her dad's able to get like a broken piece of glass to temporarily block the eyesight for the prison guard so that way she can run away. But then he drops the piece of glass and now he's trying to run. So then he runs, he's getting there, and then at the most crucial moment, he falls.
Oh, Carol! Oh, no!
But it was so unserious.
Now let's get serious and focus up.
So the series had its moments, but they also had some good moments. So I'm hopeful for National Treasure 3 in the future. Okay, yeah, that's right, Disney. You hurt our feelings, Disney, and you need to apologize. So let me know in the comments down below if you liked National Treasure Edge of History, if there were some things you did like about it, or if you just like the National Treasure franchise as a whole. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'd be glad to talk to you, and I hope you have a comfy and cozy rest of your day.